Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Gundam Witch from Mercury episode 16, aka episode 4 of the second core. I wonder what's going to happen in today's episode, mainly because we don't have any continuation from the previous one. The previous episode was essentially Guel's protagonist arc. That's how I would call it. Guel found himself at the very bottom and then found some brand new drive that will help him just living on and going on. He now found something that he wants to do, something he wants to strive for, something he wants to achieve, right? He wants to save the company and make his father proud, I guess, in some way, to save his father's work, the company. So yeah, ultimately it's all about the company. But yeah, now he needs to find his way back to space. I'm not sure if he's going to Asticassia or somewhere else. Maybe to the company headquarters, wherever they might be, or maybe to Asticassia. We don't know. We just know that he's looking for a permit lift, so a fancy word for a space elevator, I'm assuming. Right. He has a mobile suit. Well, he kinda got one that was broken. Well, not broken, it was oddly operational. So I guess he still can use it. Again, I'm saying something and immediately correcting myself. Question is whether the Earthians, something of Dawn is the name of their group, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest with you. Question is, will they give him that mobile suit or not? Then again, it's only their leader there with Guel, so maybe they can strike some sort of an understanding. We'll see. Of course, the attack on the Earthen base was successful, unsuccessful, kind of a mixed bag. It was unsuccessful in that they didn't manage to completely thwart the operation because the majority of people managed to escape, mostly civilians, so hey, a good thing that they did escape. And unsuccessful in that, and successful rather, in that they managed to destroy, I believe, the majority of the military of something of Dawn. And because I'm assuming they threw everything they had at stalling the Spatians. So I don't suppose they have many more mobile suits and weapons and pilots left, besides the head honcho and maybe like a couple more people who were left behind somehow. Maybe there weren't enough mobile suits for them, or who knows. Then again, there were also people using regular vehicles and guns, not just mobile suits, so who knows? Perhaps the whole operation is now strictly civilian, there aren't any military people, or militia, rather. We'll see. We'll see. We are kinda seeing like two parallel storylines going on right now. The storyline of Earth, the storyline of Guel, and the storyline of Suletta at school. And I guess also the storyline of Miorine at wherever she is, where her father and Prospera and all those things are. So I guess three parallel storylines after all. Kind of a trio of protagonists. Kinda sorta. Guel is slowly getting there, going through his protagonist arc and all. This episode, I'm assuming, will not continue from the previous one. I'm assuming it will feature Suletta and Miorine. Or perhaps it will continue from the previous one and it will be simply split across all three storylines, or two of them. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. and I didn't bother watching episode 14 as a reminder what actually happened. I usually just scrub through the previous episode, so in this case episode 15, but episode 15 was very much detached from the story. So some of the details from episode 14 might be eluding me, so you'll have to excuse that. Anything else that needs to be said? Not really. I don't think so. We know what. Oh, right. We know Shadiq's plan, more or less. I think his plan is to essentially initiate a cold war between Earth and space that would ensure Earth's continued existence. Cold War is much better than hot war, right? There's no risk of Earth getting destroyed or raided or what have you. So that might be Shadiq's plan. I'm not sure, still, to be perfectly honest with you, but that seems like the most plausible explanation. And we learned a little bit about Quiet Zero in that it has something to do with plants or something. So beats me what it's all about. But yeah, Quiet Zero is shaping up to be like the final sort of MacGuffin, right? When they are about to start the Quiet Zero, and then suddenly Miorine is getting some second thoughts, and Suletta, who's been imprisoned to not sway Miorine, breaks out and at the last moment rushes out. Miorine, don't do that. Sorry, Miorine-san, don't do that. You know, that kind of a MacGuffin. That's what Quiet Zero seems like to me. We'll see. We still don't fully understand what it is. It's just, it might have something to do with mind control or technology control or something thereabouts. Oh, maybe today's episode will answer some questions, but I'm not really having my hopes up. Of course, another thread of what's her face, Nika being taken in hostage by Shadiq. And right, what's gonna be the fate of the Earth Clan? They've all been taken in by the police or whatever there is at Asticassia Gendarmerie or whatever, probably for questioning. So I guess we might continue from there. Or perhaps we're gonna have a little bit of a time skip and we're gonna start with our Earth people, Earth Clan, Earth House people talking about what happened. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just gonna stop rambling and we should start watching, right? Of course, you're gonna need your subs to follow along. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on, as always. And as always, also, I'm gonna have to ask you for your support, monetary on Patreon, for example, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we're gonna start watching episode 16 of Gundam Witch from Mercury in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we're getting a quick reminder of what happened in episode 14. Beyond the data storm. Is it like some sort of a global consciousness kind of thing? The Gundam network is some... Okay, we're getting an explanation. Okay, so she's been digitized. Yeah, a global consciousness network. If Eri is part of the data storm and you spread the data storm all across the universe, then Eri would be able to manifest herself wherever. I guess that's the principle. Okay, so I guess that explains Elon. Okay, sure. I'll take it. I still have no clue what exactly Prospera's plan is, but uh, I think, rest assured that she's not trying to use Suletta's body to house Eri's consciousness. I think her plan is to essentially, I think, maybe, I'm not clear. Eri is on like another plane of existence. So Prospera's plan is either to merge those two planes of existence so that Eri can exist alongside everybody else, or to move this plane of existence into the one where Eri is. I think it's the former. Okay, I feel a little bit more secure now in that perhaps it's not gonna get as tragic as I thought it might get, you know? Because I was fully prepared for Suletta to just die and be replaced by Eri's consciousness, and then Eri commit unlive at the news that she essentially erased her own sister. That would be like the perfect tragic ending, but I don't think we're going for that now. Dawn of Fold, not something of Down. Okay. And what are you guys doing? Probably leaked by Shadik. Oh, yes, of course. I wouldn't know where he is. No, sirree. Okay. And I am assuming Shadik will be a candidate. Of course. Of course. Pale might possibly back her. Okay. That's good. Unless she wins the election. Those were unanswered messages from Suletta, I'm assuming. I didn't pay attention, to be perfectly honest. Okay, they're fixing the outer wall. I was wondering what the fuck they're trying to do right now, but okay, they're just performing maintenance. Yeah, surprising. Why are they suspended, though? Okay, for the time of investigation, I'm assuming. Not really, no. Okay, that's uncharacteristic for him. Of course. Of course, companies are getting involved. Did she? Did Suletta actually kill any student? I don't recall that happening, if so. Nika has been. Oh, I thought she's been released, but no, she's still at Shadik's. Not likely. Although that. No, it's not really Shadik's dream, is it? So it's not like they can join forces for, like, a common goal, right? Or maybe. I mean, I don't know, honestly, what Shadik's end goal is. Okay, what's Elon gonna do? Whomst? Oh, Bob, hello. Did he cut his hair? I didn't expect to see you this early. And they didn't expect that either, it seems. I guess he caught Japanese cold. And where are you going? Okay, I guess he's going to take over the company. The rightful heir has returned. The return of the king. Who's she talking to? Pale people? Oh no, it's her. I still have no clue who those people are and on whose side. I'm gonna be honest with you. Government? I don't know. Probably some government arbiters or something. Paperwork. Yep. The president is back. Time to jump straight into paperwork and stuff. Thank you for helping her. Yeah, let's check the greenhouse. Oh, hello, mother dearest. That's an unexpected visit. She didn't even need to use the sleeper agent password. Okay, what's your business here? Are those kids gonna help you create Quiet Zero? Are you, though? And your brain is fried. We're gonna need another Elon, apparently. Self-defense mechanism. Close. And there's more of her. I wonder why there's more of her. Dead or... Okay, alive. For how long, though? Not much we can do, honestly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, having a mental breakdown in front of Elan probably wasn't the best idea. Oh? What did you say? Did I forget, or was it not shown? Of course, it's always just like mom says. I mean, she's not wrong in this instance. Splat. Yeah, okay, undoing the mental conditioning. A little bit, okay. Of course. Red tomato, green tomato. If it would let her gain two. Yeah, okay, so are we going for a rift between them, or are we going for undoing the mental conditioning? Okay, so she's still about the vengeance. But it's your father. Uh, no, Miorine isn't a murderer, really. Her father, sure, but not Mio. Maybe it's the helmet malfunctioning? That's a good question, actually. You will be a candidate. Of course. I have no clue what the fuck Prospera is on about. Miorine has nothing to do with the Vanity incident. Literally nothing. What? What is it with villains not making sense recently? First Fudo in XV, then Prospera in Gundam. What? Yeah, I've got nothing. Like, I'd get it if Delling destroyed the Vanity Institute to save Miorine, or because Miorine said so, or, you know, if Miorine piloted one of the Gundams or something like that. But no such thing happened. Oh, that's a badass art. Thumbs up for badass Miorine. Okay. Okay. This was an interesting episode, so let's watch it again, shall we? No, I don't want to stop recording. Beyond the data storm, you turned a human into a mobile suit. I want to rewrite the world, okay. So that Eddie can be happy, we heard that. But there were new pieces of information. Couldn't believe my eyes at first. Aries' biometric code was completely synced with the data storm. Even so, her child's body couldn't endure the harshness of outer space. I decided to use Lefrit to keep Eri alive. So, yeah, I don't get it. The first bit that Eri's biometric code was synchronized with the data storm, I couldn't believe it at first. I couldn't believe my eyes, or whatever she says. That implies that connecting with Lefrit kind of merged Eri with Lefrit right then and there. And that's what happened. And Prospera decided to rebuild Lefrit into Ariel to give Eri more suitable body, essentially. But then she says that Eri's body couldn't withstand the harshness of outer space, but they weren't in the outer space. They were in Lefrit's cockpit. And if Lefrit's cockpit was somehow damaged to not protect them from the outer space, how is Prospera alive? So the first part of what she says, and the second part of what she says, and the third part of what she says, together makes sense, right? Eri got synchronized with the data storm, so I decided to use Lefrit to keep Eri alive, to keep her within that permanent data storm, essentially. Because I have no way of turning that back, so I decided to just double down on it and ensure that Eri can live on that other plane of existence. The second part and the third part kinda make sense together. I decided Eri's body wasn't able to withstand the harshness of outer space, so I decided to use Lefrit to keep her alive. We don't know what happened for Eri to be exposed to outer space, but we can assume something happened and Prospera used Lefrit to keep Eri alive. But all three parts of what she says together don't make sense. The first and third together are contradicted by the second, and the second and third together are contradicted by the first. Maybe I'm just not getting it. Maybe I'm just not understanding something. I don't know. If you understand what's going on here, do let me know because I'm curious. But at a glance, I have no fucking clue. Alive as Ariel. Yep. Use the data storm's network to transfer her biometric code. Yeah. Eri is nothing more than permet particles now. Okay, so there is no physical Eri. It's not like Prospera just transplanted the brain or anything like that. It's just the permet, which might as well just be code word for magic. That Eri is made out of, essentially. Eri got turned into magic and then animated a golem. It's just what's that show called? Fuck. The one with Nina Tucker, the dog girl hybrid, something alchemist. I can't remember, but the brother, was transferred into a suit of armor, right? That's essentially what happened, except instead of magic and alchemy, we have permet. Okay, so we have that explanation. And without Ariel, she'd disintegrate in physical space, so she's kind of bound to Ariel. So chances are Suletta won't be used as another body for Eri. But then what is Suletta's purpose? Just a tool? Just a loyal servant initially? Right? Because if you pay someone to do your bidding, well, what if someone pays them more? Right? What if they spill the beans during torture or what have you? When you have a daughter and condition her from the moment of birth into following your every command and listening to everything you have to say and believing that you're always right and whatever you do is right and all that stuff, then you get a loyal soldier that will never betray you, that will not look at money, will not look at promises of power, of influence, that won't spill the beans during torture or anything like that. Is that what Suletta is? It seems so. But with a permet score of 8, if we can expand the range of the data storm through quiet 0, then Eri can live in freedom. Yeah, I've no clue. I still have no clue what the fuck quiet 0 is. These aren't the principles of the Vanities Institute. But didn't you make enhanced humans? So I'm guessing enhanced humans is also unethical. Somehow. Using an artificial central nervous system with resistance to the data storm. That's the neural expansion theory. So like a secondary central neural system, that implanted brain essentially gets fried by the data storm, but not the main brain. Or are enhanced humans just humans whose entire central nervous system was replaced with an artificial one? But if so, why do they retain their memories to some degree? Why do they retain their character, their personality? If you just copy a brain, an existing brain, into the artificial one and implant it back into the body, then why not copy Elon's brain and instead use all those clones' brains so that they have their own personalities? I'm not sure. Neural expansion theory. Dr. Cardo refused to accept it. The one who conceived the idea was you, am I right? She was, and what about it? Like, artificial nervous system doesn't seem that unethical to me. Unless she was conducting some human experimentation or something. Maybe. There will be no escape. Of course. Terrorism at Asticassia School. School authorities unable to manage situation. Yep. Kidnapping. One CEO dead, another kidnapped. Who are those people? They seem like some sort of a branch of government? I'm not sure. If they are, though, then why did she help Miorine escape Asticassia initially? Benerit Group carrying out security operations, growing anti-Spatian sentiment, protests into riots, indeed. And it seems our confidential matters have been leaked. Gee, I wonder who did it. I wonder. The front management company is continuing the search. All these hardline policies have backfired. The Space Assembly League is starting to dig around to, I'm assuming, some space government sort of thing. We'll have no choice but to elect a new president. If she had backing from one of the three branches, what are the three branches, though? There's more than 3 companies at Benerit Group. I won't try to be her partner. I'm going for the head office. So yeah, he doesn't need Miorine right now. Gundam was cleared of suspicion. And those are, yeah, unanswered emails from Suletta. Yeah, I was wondering here, what the fuck are they trying to do? Are they injecting something? Some, I don't know, neurotoxin? Or dropping in some Gundam in a box? Or what are they doing? No, those are just regular repairs. That's much better. State of emergency. Activity restrictions. And of course, students are leaving the school, because of course they are. I would leave too if it was a hotbed of terrorist activity and corporate fights. Then you can be damn sure I'd be out of there. And apparently plenty of people from this lounge are also out, although most of them are at Shadik's place, probably. I still wonder what's the deal with Cecilia. She seems very underutilized, I guess would be the best term. And this shot of just them two talking kinda makes me believe that they might come in useful at some point. Either of them or both of them. They might be that sort of a wild card, so to speak. It's almost the princess's birthday, sure. I should be here to see who becomes her groom. What are you looking at? At a destroyed mobile suit, okay. Earthians leave now, go back to your swamps, Earthians, of course. And Choo-Choo being Choo-Choo. And I wouldn't have it any other way, of course. Confiscated Ariel and Demi. I wonder, how did the rumor that it was the Earthians who brought the Gundams started? Was it because Sophie and the other one belonged to the Earth House? I think that might be it. I think that might be how the association started. None of us knew. Yeah. Our company staff said so, of course. The witches who made the Gundams took pilots' lives with their experiments. Of course. Of course, that would be the line of thinking they have. Of course, they are still about the witches, despite every single company just salivating at the thought of getting their grubby paws on Gundam technology. No, oh, witches, witchery, no, bad. Of course. Our Gundam isn't like that. We took lives too in the Rumble Ring. That wasn't Ariel. So, no, she didn't take lives. Yeah, again, it's actually the second time this sort of a thing happened in this episode. First, it was this, right? Oh, you killed Jubeju. No, the fuck she didn't. And you could clearly see that. And it's easily disproven that it was Suletta, because Ariel has very distinct colors. So, you're full of shit. And the second time it happened with Prospera and Miorine. Oh, you have blood on your hands. Whoa. No, the fuck she doesn't. Was she, like, was she even born when the Vanadis incident happened? I don't think Miorine was born back then. It's been, what, 20-something years ago, and Miorine isn't 20-something. So she literally couldn't have had anything to do with the Vanadis incident. Martin is growing a spine. I like it. I like the little bit of a growth that Martin experienced as a character. And of course, Miorine ex machina. I don't think the school will ignore direct evidence of assault. You should actually submit it right now. Don't threaten them with it. Just submit it and then threaten them with it. Nika is with this girl, and come to the dark side, join me, we're not so different, you and I, right? Classic. Even if the ends are just, I don't want to use the wrong means. Sure. Sure, she wants to bridge the gap between Earthians and Spatians, but not with corpses, right? She wants to build the bridge with connected hands, not with corpses. I can appreciate that. You can't leave here, but Shadik and I will make it happen, no matter the cost. The dream of bridging Earth and space. It's a great case of having a great case, or rather great cause, and not so great means. You don't need to win Suletta over because, yeah, because the dueling game is over, nobody's dueling, yada yada yada. We just need Ariel. If you wanna live, carry out our mission at all cost. I wonder if they have some kill switch installed in Elan. They can just press a button and fry his brain. Wouldn't surprise me. The company has split into 6 factions, like 6 companies. I'm not sure. And here comes Guel, and I think he cut his hair. I think his hair was much more poofy. I love this reaction. I love this moment. Just dropped the pen wordlessly. Genki datta ka. As if nothing happened. I love this scene. Probably my favorite scene of this episode. And Lauda that it's fucking fainted. Yeah, Lauda was having a bunch of issues. Petra, take care of Lauda. I'm gonna take care of the company. I wonder if that's gonna be another variable that Prospera didn't predict. I think Prospera might have a Keikaku, but it banks on too many people going perfectly well. Too many things going perfectly well. You introduce some variable, and it slowly starts crumbling. I have a feeling that might be the case. And so far, she's been able to recover from every setback. But there might come a time where she won't be able to. When so many variables will be introduced that the whole house of cards will just crumble. Nika was taken by other parties disguised as front management employees. Yep, so she was kidnapped essentially by Shadik's people. I'd like a pass to freely enter and exit Gundam Incorporated. You want to investigate our company too. Okay, so they are some sort of a branch of government, some sort of a regulatory branch. The higher-ups plan to forcibly intervene in the Benerit Group. We have to prevent unnecessary fuss. Okay. It's our role as mediators. Bit of character growth for Chuchu. Cool. She's not so hot-headed anymore. Probably because Miorine is back. And she ties the whole group together. And of course, a lot of costs, a lot of paperwork and stuff. And I don't know your name, but thank you for helping Suletta. Let's visit the greenhouse. And here comes Prospera. Mother dearest visiting her daughter. She doesn't even need the sleeper agent password anymore. I don't think she ever needed it. Or maybe as a last resort kind of thing, right? When Suletta is having some doubts. I know you say that I should kill Miorine Senpai, but I really don't want to kill. You gain one, you gain two. You're right, Mom. If I kill Miorine-san, I will gain two. I think that might be the purpose of that sleeper agent password. Just a last resort kind of thing. With immediate effect of calming Suletta down and believing whatever the fuck Prospera says. What's her purpose of being here, though? I wonder. Was a number 4 able to use it? He was, but... Right, why... He did suffer a bit of a data storm, but not to that degree, and Eri didn't manifest to him. He just heard children laughing. I think that's what he said. But he didn't, like, get pulled into the Permet network or whatever the fuck they're calling it. Gund network, I think. How is Elon 5 different, I wonder? Stronger? Able to withstand it? Or is it that Eri grows more and more conscious? No, it's not Suletta. Why is there many of her? I know that it's like main body and Gund bits. Like, should be a total of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There is a total of 12 main body and 11 Gund bits. But why? Why is there so many of her? Did entering the Gund network multiply her? Is it because of the Gambits, where her consciousness is inside of Ariel, and when the Gambits split off, so that's her consciousness? Are those like Horcruxes? Something thereabouts? I'm not sure. My first thought initially was that those are all the failed experiments that Prospera had with her other daughters, but no such thing happened. Surprising that Elan 5 didn't die back there, which kinda makes me believe that he might be significant. More significant than we might believe. This isn't like Farak at all, of course, and she's correct, you're unable to handle it. Must be easier tinkering with this than with enhanced humans. What should I have done instead? After my colleagues and research went up in flames, I had to take refuge on Pale's payroll, but one day Gun's ideas would lead to a better future, even for human experiments like me. I mean, yeah, ideally. That's the goal, isn't it? To make future better for everybody. On the outside, you're no different from a regular human. On the inside, either. You're just enhanced in that you're able to withstand permet, score, whatever. So it's not like Elan has like 4 arms and scales on his face, or something that would make him feel excluded. No, he's just a normal guy. Just has some implants in his brain. I'm going to report you to the higher ups. For what? What did she do? I did 3 a day. I can tell from her uniform. Are you mad at me? She's not. I said something awful. Instead, I should have thanked you. And of course, Suletta just like that changes her demeanor. Oh, are you mad at me? No, I'm not. Oh, you're not mad at me. And she's all sunshine and rainbows, completely forgot about anything. That's the mental conditioning from Prospera. She gained 2. She's happy she gained 2. Miorine isn't angry at her. I was able to protect you and all of the Earth House, indeed. How can you smile like that? I can smile. That the only 2 of us could save everyone, kinda. And yeah, here's the crux. Here's the crux of the matter. Will you do anything your mom tells you to? I wouldn't say anything, but if she told you to give up your gym, yeah, I would. If she told you to kill people, yeah, I would. I wouldn't say anything, but anything. Tomatoes are very significant in this show. There's a shot that really puts a lot of emphasis on tomatoes. Red for Mio, green for Suletta. Ripe and unripe. Maturity? Miorine is more mentally mature, thinks for herself, has went through all those hardships, now has to essentially lead the company, right? She's very much mature in that she's her own person. In contrast to Suletta being unripe, still following her mother like a little duckling, still not fully thinking for herself, still not fully being her own person, just Prospera's extension. Prospera's third hand, essentially. I wonder if that's the significance. That's like the only thing that comes to my mind. Other than that, readiness? Readiness to do what, though? Readiness to be plucked out of the school and thrust into the world of corporations? Into the adult world versus not being ready to be taken out of this safe environment? Maybe. Either maturity or readiness or something in that ballpark, right? This is done, this isn't done. More or less. Didn't we all decide we'd build Gundams that can save lives through medicine? Sure, yeah, that's the goal, but if your mom told you, would you use Gundams to kill people? Hell yeah, I would. If Mommy Dearest said so. So I know my mom is always right. So of course I would kill people. I wonder what will it take to undo this conditioning. Assuming it's undone. Because as I said, actually I'm gonna note it down, we'll see which theory comes to pass. Where are you, Gundam? There you are. Okay, one possibility is that Miorine and das Suletta's conditioning, or Suletta's conditioning causes a tragedy, parenthesis, Suletta kills Miorine or Delling. Two ways I can see it go. The first one is of course preferable, right? Mental conditioning is somehow undone, perhaps at the last moment. Suletta decides, no, I can't splat my bride, I will splat you instead, mother. And that's what she does. Or perhaps Eri takes over to protect her sister and her sister-in-law, and instead chooses patricide. That would be one way it goes. The other would be much more tragic, of course. Mental conditioning isn't undone. And Suletta is put in a situation where Prospera says, kill Delling or kill Miorine. Will she do that? Or will she stop herself? Will she commit and live? Or will she say, if you run, you gain 1, if you go, you gain 2, and with tears streaming from her eyes, just splat Miorine? Two ways it can go. Again, as I said, the former is much preferable, of course, but I wouldn't put them past the latter. What are you planning to do with Suletta? That's a very good question, actually. And then what? You're the one using her as puppet? Indeed. My lousy father has nothing to do with this because your father is the object of my family's vengeance. Of your vengeance? Not your family's vengeance? To begin with, your only family is Eri and Suletta, and you didn't really even tell them about your vengeance, so... But, okay, Prospera isn't quite right in the head, so sure, she might believe that, oh, it's in our blood craves vengeance, or, you know, shit like that. During the Vanadis incident 21 years ago, Miorine Rembran deprived me of my husband and colleagues in the name of witch hunting. Yep, we know that. You accused Suletta of being a murderer, but you're in the same position. No, just know that there isn't even any buts or anything. Suletta directly killed a person, splatted that person flat. Miorine, unless I'm really forgetting something significant, hasn't killed anybody yet. So... Are we gonna dance? Inside the circle of murderers. I guess that's the circle of sin, as father as daughter, as mother as daughter. I guess that's the title of the episode. Kind of a stretch, though. But you're in the same position, inside the circle of murderers. I want you to hear them too. The screams and cries of my comrades. Avenge our death. Kill that man Delling. They're whispering in my ear even as we speak. That seems like some sort of a psychosis. Maybe that's why she's wearing the helmet, to shut the voices up. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. That's why she takes the helmet off when she's in private, because she revels in those voices, and then she puts it on when she needs to go about official business to not be distracted. Wouldn't surprise me. Prosperas helmet makes the voices in her head stop. It wouldn't surprise me at all. And if you want revenge, why don't you adults kill each other? That's a very good point, actually. Leave Suletta out of your vengeance, indeed. And of course, Prospera, ever the manipulator. Okay, sure. I can leave Suletta out of it, but you will help me instead. You will become the president of the corporation, of the group. And what exactly? I have no clue what exactly is her plan. As usual, I have no clue what's going on through Prospera's mind, except voices. And again, this line, bloodstained daughter. Again, Miorine wasn't even alive. Like, again, I'm overusing that word, but if Miorine had any sort of involvement in Vanna the incident, sure, of course, 100%, I can understand Prospera saying that. Maybe Delling's first daughter died to a Gundam, and so he decided, with second daughter on the way, he decided that his next daughter will not live in a world of Gundam or something, and so for the sake of his future daughter, he decided to declare the witch hunt and destroy Gundams. Not what happened, though. Not at all what happened. So, Prospera is full of shit, and Miorine is buying it for some reason. For some reason, she seems to believe that she is bloodstained, that she is somehow a murderer. Like, I was, many times during this show, I was confused. But this is the first time there is something that doesn't sit well with me narratively. Something that I just don't get. Unless it's explained by just Prospera being insane. That's pretty much the only explanation I can take. Prospera is just insane, she's just rambling. Delling was the murderer, so of course all of his descendants are also automatically murderers, primordial sin, yada yada yada. That would be the only explanation. Besides that, she's not making any sense. And I'm kinda touchy on the subject after what happened with Fudo in Symphogear XV, so maybe that kinda added to my feeling of just something not being right. Precious Things. I love this art. I love this art style. I love this art. There is a little bit of chromatic aberration. If you know me, if you watched my videos, you know I'm a sucker for chromatic aberration. Vivid colors. I love that everything is just grayscale, and then there's that striking red, traces of red on her eyes. I love this art style. I need to look up... Actually, I'm just gonna do it right now. Why wait? Kei Mochizuki. Are you on Twitter? Because I'm gonna follow you. Or better yet, on Pixiv or somewhere, because Twitter might go down anytime. Oh yeah, Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see more of their art. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Love it. That's some great art. Something for Niji Sanji. Wouldn't surprise me if he made some art for like gacha games. Okay, I'm not gonna be scrolling through his Twitter. That's not the time for that. Kei Mochizuki. You gained yourself a follower, dude. Uh okay. That was a hype episode. That was a very hype episode. Uh we are still not much closer to solving the question of what the fuck is Quiet Zero actually. We know it has to do with freeing Eri somehow, but we don't know how exactly. Is it going to perform a dimensional merge like from the dreams of certain individual who's currently imprisoned? Or is it shifting one reality into other? Or is it about turning those permet particles that make up Eri's existence into physical things so that she can walk around as a data cloud? I've no clue. I've no clue. I've no clue why Permet score 8 is so magical. What's the significance of number 8? Actually, that might be a good lead. That might be a good lead. Of number 8. What is the meaning of in like numerology? There we go. Numerology number 8. Associated with the strength card in tarot. It's all about cycles, infinity, balance, success, opportunity, sustainability, observation, domination, and control, both spiritual and materialistic. Resembles the symbol of infinity, authority, self-confidence, inner strength, inner wisdom, social status, ego, love for humanity, desire for peace. That I don't know if I'm just seeing things, if I'm just trying to match the definition to the word, or does it actually make sense? Both spiritual and materialistic, right? Connecting the world of physical and the world of permet particles. Materialistic and spiritual, kinda. Symbol of authority, ego, right? The highest permet score that I think we heard about. There were levels that went up to like 33 or something, but permet score, I think 8 is the highest. So authority over the Gund network, perhaps. Inner strength, inner wisdom, sure. Cycles, infinity. Mostly domination and control. Yeah, okay. Again, I might be seeing things, but maybe it actually has some significance. Who's to say? Tomatoes are fucking significant in this series. Numbers wouldn't be. Of course they would be. But yeah, besides that, we don't really know what Quiet Zero is, actually. We don't know what Prospera's plans are either. On one hand, there's Quiet Zero, that is supposed to bring Eri back in some capacity. On the other hand, there is the revenge, and we have no idea what that revenge entails. If she wanted to kill Delling, she would have, so she probably wants to do something more. What exactly, though? I don't know. Make him lose all of his loved ones and all of his company the way Prospera lost her loved ones and her friends. Delling doesn't strike me as a person who has many friends, and as far as the close ones, it's just Miorine. So Prospera could have easily just killed Miorine, killed Delling, and be done with it. So she's planning something more. What? Capturing the company? Overtaking it? Probably not. Running it into the ground? Destroying it? Plausible. But besides that, again, another thing we don't really have any idea about. Just the vague idea of revenge, but what shape is it going to take? Similarly, Shadik, we know the end goal of joining Earth and space in some sort of a Cold War that will hopefully mellow out eventually. And a Cold War is better than a hot war, so even that would be an improvement. But how exactly does he plan of doing that, and what exactly is he trying to do there? There's a lot of very vague silhouettes of things that might happen, of things that will happen, probably in some capacity. But there are still no details. Everything is still hazy. That's cool, actually. That's cool. I like it. They are really doing a good job at slowly unveiling the details, slowly taking that blur out. Many shows do the thing where they give some goal to a character, like, for example, revenge. Right? Let's take that revenge. Revenge. Okay, maybe not a great idea. Idea of uniting two nations, similarly to what Shadik is doing. Right? Someone has an idea of uniting two nations, and in episode second to last, we learn what the big plan was. It wasn't really unveiled before that. It was left as a surprise moment. Not in this case. They are slowly putting those plans into focus, but they are dealing out the details in a way where you can't quite make out the full shape of what's going on. It's cool. It's great. It's great. Usually stories like that and unknown things, unknown events in stories either fall a bit flat because they just don't reveal anything and then have a shocker moment at the end of the season and it kind of feels cheap, or they reveal too much too early and halfway through the season you already know what's the deal is, what's the deal, what's gonna happen, and the rest of the season is just kind of watching things unfold while knowing well and good what's actually going to happen. This show is doing it right. It's striking that balance between revealing not too much and revealing not too little. Okay, anything else? I wonder what's gonna happen to Asticassia. I think the school days, so to speak, are over. Asticassia is very much on the decline. Students are fleeing, and until all those issues are resolved, they will continue to flee, and the school will continue to decline. So chances of getting some just classes and having fun with friends, probably close to zero. Elan is a very big unknown, Elan 5. He's very much still under Pale, but has a lot more... how should I say it? Usability? No, not a great word. Has a lot more motivation. He's like motivated. He wants to achieve things. He wants to do things. Isn't just being dragged around by Pale, by orders from Pale. So I wonder what's his significance gonna be in the end. And of course, we also have the situation between Miorine and Suletta. Judging by Miorine's reaction that she went straight to Prospera, I don't think Miorine holds any of that against Suletta. I think she knows that it's some sort of mental conditioning, and I like it. I really, really like it about Miorine. She's sane, for lack of a better word. She doesn't hold it against Suletta that she killed someone because Suletta saved me, saved my father. Of course, I can't hold it against her. She's having an issue with Suletta kind of hand waving it. Then she learns that Suletta would do anything for her mother, and she didn't just run away to go sulk and avoid Suletta. No, she went straight for the source. I know who's responsible for it. It's Prospera. So I'm gonna go to Prospera and I'm gonna shake the details out of her. And I'm gonna fix it. It's not Suletta's fault. I'm not just going to be, avoiding her for half the season. Wouldn't surprise me if Miorine decided to help. To forge out an entire plan to undo the mental conditioning. Wouldn't surprise me. She's the kind of character, and I love her for it. There's no useless drama of, oh, misunderstanding or not, oh, she said something, I better go sulk in my room for the next week. No, none of that bullshit. Action. Thumbs up. I really like Miorine's character. And then there's, of course, the governmental body or whatever, the fat lady, who are doing something. I don't know. And there's, of course, the matter of Guel. I wonder how will his return change things, because I believe it might. I believe it might. After what he's seen, after what he's been through, it would surprise me if he just took over the company and didn't make any changes. Wouldn't surprise me if he was the biggest wrench in Prospera's cogs. Wouldn't surprise me if he won the election. I wonder. I wonder. Okay, I think that's it. I'm not gonna ramble for any longer. It's already been almost an hour and a half, so I'm just gonna let you go right now. But not before I ask you to tell me what you thought of this episode. Write down in the comments below what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. No need to worry about spoilers, but if you do want to talk about this episode on my Discord, it's here and also invite in the description below, so join it. And there's a Gundam channel where you can talk about Gundam to your heart's content. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel somewhere here to be notified of future releases of not only Gundam Witch from Mercury, but also Symphogear XV, Ancient Magus Bride Season 2, Oyuki Yumi no Kana, we're still waiting for the movie, and Benerit Saito's and Isekai ni Iku, and other shows that will be coming at you hot in the future. And I also stream sometimes, so you might want to click the bell to be notified when I go live. You can support the channel as well if you want, monetarily, for example on Patreon, linked in the description below. Again, for $10 a month you can get early access to non-seasonal shows like Symphogear and others, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my wonderful Patreons: QB, Bobbin Without a Net, Fruit, Zay Rainer, Akko Manser, Marsh, Yuki Ally, Cure Dynamic, Fussel, Dr. Watt, and Hans Peter. You can join them, and you don't need to turn into a Gundam to do that.